Hi, thanks for joining me in the Listen Up Grow podcast, your daily LGBTQ plus news podcast. I'm Zach Reynolds-Friedman. Today is Saturday, June the 20th, 2026, and we are day 20 Pride Month. We are officially 2/3 of the way through June. The stakes keep rising, the celebrations keep coming, and so does this show. Today, the Orange Convicted Felons Administration just declared war on the leading trans healthcare organization in the world. Trans Pride is taking over LA. The Bronx is putting it down. And tonight, there's a TV special you need to watch. We've got a lot to get through, so let's get into it. First, the FTC goes after WPATH. Let's start with breaking news that landed this week and is still making its way through the news cycle. The FTC, along with 4 Republican-led states, Alaska, Iowa, Nebraska, and Texas, filed a federal lawsuit against WPATH, the World Professional Association for Transgender Health. That's the leading global organization that sets clinical guidelines for gender-affirming care. The lawsuit in a federal court in Texas accuses WPATH of making false and unsubstantiated claims that misled parents about the safety and medical necessity of care for trans youth. The administration is calling it consumer fraud. WPATH calls it a political motivated attack. Here's what the community and medical advocates are saying. WPATH's guidelines are built on decades of peer-reviewed research they've used by major hospitals, insurance companies, and healthcare providers around the world. And the lawsuit's language, including phrases about breast amputation and penis removal, isn't clinical. It's designed to inflame. LGBTQ plus Nation notes that approximately 40% of trans and non-binary youth seriously considered suicide in the past year. The Care WPATH guides exist to keep kids alive. Undermining that guidance, advocates say, isn't protecting kids, it's endangering them. This one's going to court, and it will be a battle. So I will bring you more updates as we get more details in the future. Next, Trans Pride LA comes home to Hollywood. So let's pivot from political to powerful, because today Los Angeles is celebrating Trans Pride LA is back at Anita May Rosenstein campus in Hollywood and is the longest running Pride celebration in the country, dedicated entirely to transgender, non-binary, and the intersex community. The event is free, all ages, and it runs all afternoon. Hosted by entrepreneur and drag artist Colby, you can expect wellness workshops, community resources, a marketplace, food, family programming, and arts performances. ASL interpreters are on site throughout the day. The Los Angeles LGBT Center, which organizes the event through its Trans Lounge and Trans Wellness Center programs, is also debuting Trans Galleria, a curated art exhibition featuring trans artists exploring what visibility, erasure, activism, and strength mean to them right now in this moment. In a week, when the federal government just sued the world's leading trans medical organization, Trans Pride LA isn't a party, it's a declaration. Next, the Bronx Pride is happening right now. Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, the Bronx is showing up today too. The Bronx Pride Festival is happening right now on Westchester Avenue in the South Bronx. Organized by Destination Tomorrow, the Bronx dedicated LGBTQ plus center, which has been serving this community since 2009. The festival runs from noon to 6 with live music, food, and community programming, and it kicks off with a Pride March led by Bronx Borough President Office, because the Bronx isn't a footnote in Pride history, it's a chapter. With an estimated 59,000 LGBTQ plus residents in the Bronx alone, this borough has been showing up for itself since the 1970s, when members of the Bronx lesbian and gay independent Democrats marched in their own parades long before Pride was mainstream. This is a grassroots Pride at its purest. No corporate floats, no big budgets. It's just community. Love that. Next, NYC Pride Grand Marshals announced, and one is the voice of the subway, and she is my friend. Speaking of New York, the Grand Marshals for the 57th Annual New York City Pride Parade on June 28th have been announced, and one of them will absolutely make you smile. Comedian Bowen Yang, cast of Saturday Night Live, an openly gay cultural icon, is one of this year's Grand Marshals. But the second one is a little more unexpected. Bernie Wagenblast, better known for the voice of the MTA, That's right. The person whose voice tells you you stand clear of the closing doors is going to be leading the biggest parade in the world down Fifth Avenue. It's a wonderful choice. Wagon Blast has been associated with the New York City transit system for decades, and the MTA is famously very gay. The subway, where the city moves, where this community has always moved, and putting the voice of that system at the front of the march, it's very New York and it's very queer, and we love it. The march steps off June 28th at noon from 26th and 5th and passes the Stonewall Inn. So mark your calendars and be sure to join if you are in New York City. And let me tell you, I had done an interview with Bernie. She is an amazing woman. I done it on my other podcast, Everything and Anything and a Bit Gay. If you haven't listened to that episode, go and find it. She is such an amazing person and so strong and authentic, and love her. Next, Stonewall Columbus, day 2 of festival. Today is day 2 of the Stonewall Columbus Pride Festival in Ohio, and this event is massive. Columbus is expecting over 700,000 people across the 2-day festival, making it one of the largest pride gatherings in the entire country. The festival wraps up today, and for a Midwestern city in the current political climate, that number says everything. Ohio has faced a share of anti-LGBTQ legislation over the past few years, and yet hundreds of thousands of people are showing up in Columbus this weekend to say, we are here and we are not going anywhere, and this city belongs to us too. Stonewall Columbus has been centering community for decades. If you're here today, soak it in and you're part of something big. Next, Broadway Bear lands tomorrow night. So tomorrow, Sunday, June 21st, Broadway Bears returns to the Hammerstein Ballroom in Manhattan, and it's one of the most beloved annual Pride traditions in New York. The show features over 200 Broadway's top dancers in a spectacular burlesque and striptease variety show created by Tony winner Jerry Mitchell. But here's what makes it more than just a great show. Every dollar raised goes directly to the HIV/AIDS services and support. Broadway Bears started in 1992 when Jerry Mitchell and a handful of dancers stripped down on a bar to raise money because the AIDS crisis was killing their community, and no one was coming to help. More than 3 decades later, it has raised over $35 million. The origin story matters. Broadway Bears is joy wrapped around the grief, wrapped around defiance. It's one of the purest expressions of what pride actually is. Survival turned into art, community turned into action. If you're in New York tomorrow night, get your tickets. And if you're not, find a stream. This one's worth it. Next, WABC TV airs Pride Special tonight, and it's about New York's queer history. Tonight at 7 p.m. in New York, WABC TV airs its annual Pride Special, Pride 2026 for all of us. And this year's lineup is genuinely worth your time. The special is hosted by Sam Champion, Lauren Glassberg, and Kimberly Richardson. It features a profile on Tea Lounge, which is the only New York City bar owned and operated by trans women. In 2026, the only one. The special also spotlights the New York's Ramblers, the world's first openly gay soccer club, and it takes you inside the lesbian Her Story Archives, which houses the world's largest collection of materials by and about lesbians and their communities, plus a segment on queer walking tour of LGBTQ historic sites in the West Village. This is the kind of TV that doesn't happen enough. Local, specific, community-rooted storytelling about real people and places that have shaped queer life in the city. Watch tonight or stream it on the WABC 7 app. Our next story is NYC Pride Brunch today at Macy's Herald Square. If you're in the city today and want to do something fabulous this afternoon, New York City's Pride's Giving Brunch fundraiser is happening right now at Stella 34 on the 6th floor of the flagship Macy's Herald store. It's a fundraising drag brunch with performances by some of New York City's top drag artists, a silent auction, raffle tickets, and VIP experience in partnership with Swiss Air that includes meet and greet with the host. 100% of proceeds go directly to NYC Pride's work, creating safe spaces for the LGBTQIA+ community. So you're not just brunching, you're giving back. It's giving brunch indeed. So this is your Saturday Pride event. This is your Saturday Pride update for June 20th. 20 days of Pride Month have already passed, and this community continues to show up every possible way on the streets of the Bronx and Hollywood, in courtrooms, on stages, and TV screens. Wherever you are today, at a festival, at home, or somewhere in between, you are part of something. Stay informed, stay connected, and stay proud. If today's episode was useful to you, please take a second to follow Listen Up Girl wherever you get your podcast. Leave a rating and review and share the episode with someone who needs it. We're on social, so come find us and say hi at The Real Zach RE on Instagram. See you tomorrow for day 21. Keep going and stay informed. Have a great day.